The number one indicator of whether or not somebody likes you is not how they react in your absence. It's how they react when you start to pull away, right? Because the pulling away and being able to notice somebody slowly pulling away is an indicator of how much they're paying attention and how much they like you. When somebody likes you, they pay deep attention to you, right? And so they'll be able to notice any slight fluctuation in your behavior, right? And what you want to be able to, your goal should be, is to be with someone that pays attention to the slightest pulling away. Because not only do they do that, they're also paying attention to the little things about you, the things that you like, the things that you don't like, what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, right? They start to pay attention to detail. That is the number one sign that somebody genuinely is falling for you. But the problem is that sometimes this tends to confuse us because sometimes they genuinely don't like us. And they like us because of ego reasons. They like us because of convenience. And so we figure that out a little bit too late, and that tends to disappoint us. And for some people, it makes them a little bit jaded. So let's talk about how is it that people, how do they feel when you pull away? Because it's very important to understand that, because it'll tell you whether or not it's working. Okay. Now, if you do this right, applying the strategy correctly, what people will notice is that it'll dawn on them that you pulled away. It's not something that you declare with your words. It's not something that you tell or threaten. It's something that when they're showering one day, they realize, you know what? Lately, they've been a little distant. And you want them to realize it on their own. Because by letting them realize it on their own, it'll penetrate deeper. It'll feel like something's wrong and they have no control over it, right? Because the reason why you want to dawn on them is because it feels like you're hiding it, right? Like when you genuinely pull away, you sort of do it in a sneaky way because we don't want to hurt their feelings. So we have this understanding that when somebody pulls away and we notice it later on, there's a fear because it kind of makes it feel like maybe this is a real thing, okay? And above all, it just feels more insidious when it happens gradually and slowly, and it's more like a subtle perception that you're pulling away. It's not an obvious perception. In other words, when you're with them, you notice that maybe they're not as enthusiastic being with you. When you're with them, maybe you notice they spend a little bit less time with you. Maybe you notice they respond a tiny bit later. That's what I'm talking about. That's the process. The drip, drip, drip pulling away, where it's slowly and subtly. It's not like you're all of a sudden disappearing. Maybe you hung out with them for 50 minutes a day. Now you hang out with them for 45 minutes a day. Like that type of stuff. That gradual progression, it instills a deeper sense of insecurity in people. Okay. Now the thing is that there are three types of people that you're going to do this on, and this reveals the type of partner that you currently have, right? The first one is they genuinely like you, okay? The other one is that they like you out of convenience. And the other one is that it's an ego boost, okay? Now, what's the difference between them? Well, emotionally, the response of somebody who likes you genuinely is that they'll feel hurt, confused, and worried, right? And the behavior that they'll have is that they'll reach out and ask what's going on, right? They'll genuinely reach out to you and see and be vulnerable. Long-term impact is that they could feel the sense of loss and maybe be more persistent in trying to reconnect, right? So that's what tends to happen when someone genuinely likes you, is that they don't play the game. They don't play the game back with you. They're more honest. Why? Because if they genuinely like you, it makes them emotional. And in need of your validation. So when they do that, they don't give a fuck how they're coming across, because they're experiencing so much pain that they don't care whether or not you think it's needy, right? That's how you know that. Now the next one is that the convenience one, and what they'll notice is that they'll have a mildly sorry, this is a hard word. Oh my God, Father Alex needs to look down phonics. Shut up. Convenience or worried. right? But not enough to be transparent with you, not enough to be open, not enough to be vulnerable, right? They feel the pain, but not enough pain to open up, not enough pain to tell you exactly how they feel, right? So when they genuinely like you, slightly pulling away, which usually takes them like a week to notice, will create such a fever pitch of emotion that they'll throw away all of their rule, right? When someone genuinely likes you, they break all of their rules. And the reason why they break their rules is because the emotions are too intense. Now, if the emotions are not intense enough, which means that they don't like you, they will have the discipline to not break their own rules, people. They'll have that discipline. So when somebody likes you, no discipline. When they don't like you, a lot of fucking discipline. That's the difference, right? Now, the ego boosters, right? They'll feel slighted and annoyed. They'll take it personal. It'll lower their self-esteem, right? And what you might notice is that they'll try to win back your attention to gain a sense of validation. And these people will either get your attention and push you away afterwards, right? Or once you validate them, they'll instantly go back to their old behavior. In other words, when somebody's there for ego boost, it'll hurt their egos. They might get angry, right? They might get resentful, right? They'll experience those negative emotions. They'll feel entitled to you, right? And usually, once you validate them, they'll be happy with you, but then go back to the old behavior that made you want to pull away from them. By the way, if you're dating someone and you're trying to pull away and you don't know how to do it the proper way and you want general guidance on how to do it, book a one-on-one coaching call with me. I have 10-minute calls, 15-minute calls, 30-minute calls, 1-hour calls. And then you can tell me the situation and tell me what you're doing and see whether or not you're doing it right. Because sometimes you don't pull away the right way. Sometimes you're doing it wrong, and that's why these strategies don't work. And usually, it's not that you're doing everything wrong. You're doing one thing wrong that prevents the whole thing from working. So sometimes it's better just to call me on the phone, tell me exactly what you're doing, and I can literally troubleshoot your situation live on a coaching call. Or better yet, if somebody's pulling away, how do you counter it, right? How do you counter somebody pulling away? I could teach you all of these strategies with just booking a one-on-one coaching call with me by clicking on the description down below. You'll be able to talk to me today, tomorrow. I'm pretty available. So do it now or else I'm closing the channel. All right, let's continue with the video. Now, let's talk about the feelings that they'll feel, essentially, right? Universally. The first one that they'll feel is that a desire to test whether or not the sensation they are feeling is true. In other words, because when you pull away, they don't notice that you pulled away, but they just have a sensation. And what is that sensation? The sensation is your body's ability to notice patterns. Like you kind of notice the pattern, but you're not conscious of it, right? But your body will notice it, and so it'll give you a sense of unease. You think, why do I feel so uneasy? Why is there energy off lately? And then you're going to consciously start to connect the dots. Your body already connected the dots. That's why you feel insecure. But consciously, you haven't. So that's why pulling away a little bit and acting a little distant unconsciously makes people chase you more. When you just like go from 100% to 95%, you'll notice that they start to like pay deeper attention to you, right? So they want to test whether or not what they feel is validating. So like I said, they'll reach out, they'll pull away some people, or like the one who only likes you for the ego, they'll get aggressive or they'll get mad. Like they'll try to hurt you because you hurt them. Okay? And that usually spells weakness. The next thing that they'll do is that they'll desire your validation, right? A desire for validation. Because when you pull away, it invalidates them. It makes them feel less than. And so what humans naturally do when they feel like you lower their self-esteem, they start to focus on you. Why? Because you were the reason why my self-esteem is lowered. So now you're gonna be the reason why. That means that you have something that belongs to me, which is validation, right? So that means that they'll see you as a source of positive emotions. right? They'll see you as a source of positive emotions. That equals that in their minds, you have some form of value, right? So they'll seek validation, and that means validating seeking behavior. They'll try to impress you. And above all, they'll be romantic with you because insecurity breeds romanticism. It's just how that works, right? Security breeds romanticism. And this allows you to see how they really feel. Right? It'll bring to the surface whatever genuine emotions they have for you. Right? Now, the trick is that if you delay the validation, it amplifies this, right? When they feel like you're pulling away, they'll see validation. And just like when you're waiting to see the prize behind, like when you're waiting to somebody to open something up, you feel time freeze. And as they're waiting for you, they feel they're suspended in time with an emotion of insecurity and anxiety. And it feels like time is longer. And prolonging this process causes them to feel even more emotions for you, right? But the ego person actually might get aggressive, right? But the person who likes you, they'll start opening up and telling you how they feel about you. So always delay the validation, right? Because what it happens is that it'll create a sense of sadness, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with this, honestly. It's important to feel fluctuating emotions with people. You can't just be happy with people all the time. That's not normal. You're going to be annoyed by them. To have a true human experience, you have to experience a variety of emotions. And we just want our partners to feel one positive emotion. For them to truly appreciate you, there needs to be a mix of negative emotions. Because that's what family is. Family, people who are family, you don't just experience happiness with them. You get annoyed by them. You get happy with them. You get sad. You feel resentful. And as long as you stay there, experiencing those negative emotions around you validates to them that maybe you're more of a family. You're more somebody that you want to be closer with. Because usually are good, you're good friends with someone when you can fight with them and then reconciliate. Honestly, that validates the relationship you have, right? Going through conflict, which isn't just fighting, but also feeling negative emotions and then feeling positive emotions after resolving, creates a deeper sense of connection with the person. I need to type this better, people, okay? It just creates a read from file, a deeper, right? Now, the next one is that by you delaying that, it causes them to have to control their emotions more. Or better yet, it'll cause you to be able to see how much they like you, because you'll notice the level of loss of control that they'll have, the more it is a reflection of how much they like you. If they don't lose control, it means they feel a little emotions for you. If they lose control, it might mean a high ego, but also it might mean they really like you, right? Now, the next thing that will happen is that they will feel a loss of self-esteem until you validate them, which indicates to them how important you are to them. And that's literally what that does. It indicates to them that if you're able to lower my self-esteem, it means you're also able to raise my self-esteem. In other words, you become addicted. That's what drugs do. Drugs become a regulatory tool to control our emotions. And we begin to take up that road with that person where they'll start to notice that I can make you sad and I can make you happy. But now it shows you that I have power over you. But that's a sign that you're in love, because when you're in love, you give up that control. You're spellbound by them. They're controlling your mind. And that's what happens when you're in love, right? And this is what solidifies the love that you have for people, is the fact that they can control your happiness. They can control the level of sadness that you feel, and you give it to them, and you trust that they don't take advantage of that, right? And once you validate them, which is the good thing, they feel euphoria. They feel a euphoric feeling once you validate them. And the next time they feel like you pull away, it'll keep recreating that pattern. And this will, over time, deepen the connection they have with you, right? Because going through conflict bonds people. Conflict bonds people. Fear bonds people. Anxiety bonds people. Pleasure bonds people, and you're providing all of this to them in one go. The problem is that too many people cater their experiences with their partners for only positive experiences, and that's why they don't get the respect that they deserve from them, right? So it's important to pull away from time to time. And when is that? Well, people fuck up. They're going to mess up. You're going to find occasions when to pull away. The key is for you to be willing to pull the trigger. Too many people are afraid to pull the trigger, are afraid to inflict pain. It's not a bad pain. It's a healthy type of pain, as long as you're not being abusive, manipulative, or narcissistic. Okay? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to myfoottraction.org. Let me know what you guys think of the typing here. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Feels nice. Anyways, take care.
So a lot of you guys have been asking me, how can I purchase all of your courses in one go? Well, if you guys want to purchase all of them, you guys can join the Mindful Attraction University, people. Yeah, that's right. And in this, you'll be able to access all of my courses for $3.99. Initially, if you purchase all of my courses, Emotional Mastery, Psychological Game of Attraction, my new course, The Feminine Woman, Natural Chemistry, Charisma Blueprint, Nice Girl, you guys can purchase all of it for $600, but with the bundle deal, you guys can purchase it for $3.99. Or you guys can purchase it in 3 easy payments of $125, people. Yeah, that's right. Or you guys can purchase it with the bonuses. So you not only do you get the courses, but the bonuses. And that comes down to $7.99 or 4 easy and mindful payments of $199. Now, these bonuses are not regular bonuses. These bonuses are legit, almost like courses within a course, right? So you guys can just click on the description down below and explore the types of bonuses. For example, I have bonuses on how to get over your ex, how to become more creative, how to, especially in the feminine woman, I have a bonus about how to penetrate the mind and how to speak in a way that gets people to do what you want them to do. Like, it's honestly one of the craziest sections that I've ever made, because most of these courses, people, I come up with those ideas in meditation retreats. Nobody goes to the extent that I go. I go to meditation retreat to create these courses. There's a 14-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, just ask me for the money back within 14 days, and I'll give you all the money back. Father Alex has never rejected a money back offer if I offered it. So, and if you guys already purchased one of my courses, for example, and you guys want to get the bonuses while getting a discount, you know what I'm saying? I have discount codes for people who purchase my courses. So if you purchase my courses, just send me a private message. Or if you work with me one-on-one, I'll give you a big discount for the courses. And there I can help all of you guys understand that this is a movement. Most people never knew this type of knowledge before. And I am trying to empower women across the world and liberate them from these negative and one-sided relationships through these courses. So hopefully you guys can spread the message and help other people out. And I'll see you guys inside, or else I'm close to